Sports Nights with Jorge. Sports Nights with Jorge. Sports Nights with Jorge.
All right, sports fans, welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. I hope you guys could hear me here. I'm back. Just have a segment here that very interesting, guys. I hope you guys having a lovely Monday. Back to work today. I opened up this discussion today just talking football. So anyone out there, if you want to join in the chat, that's okay. Once again, uh, something that I pulled out was very interesting, guys. The last 15 years. This is amazing what I found out. 12 of the last 15 Super Bowl teams won the Super Bowl without a 1,000-yard rusher. Can you guys name those teams? Very, very shocked when I saw this. I could not believe it myself. I was totally impressed, to tell you the truth, when I saw the teams that did not have 1,000-yard rusher and still won the Super Bowl. But I'll give you the names and teams in a few minutes. Just to know, Dolphin fans, they were off today, tomorrow. They'll be back in practice, and then on Friday they'll go put the pads on, and then on Sunday they face the Chicago Bears. So it's a traveling for the team. First preseason game. I can't wait. Um, Hopefully these players can rest this week, which is a good thing. A couple days before they hit the pads again and training, and then they go ahead and go to okay, let me see this here, guys. Give me a second. Try to get this going. But yeah, I just got here real quick. I didn't notify anybody. I'm just testing this out once again. Testing my videos, guys. All right, this is gonna be okay. Okay. All right, let me try that. Hopefully that will work. All right, sports fans. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can see me out there. Oh man, it is public. Okay. Let me see if I can get my chat on here. There it is. There's my chat. All right, let me get back to my screen, guys. And there I am. So anyhow, I was saying about 12 of the last 15 Super Bowl winning teams won without a 1,000-yard rusher. Let me start by starting 12 of the last 15. I could go more, but I'm not going to go more. I'm just going to go 2008, Willie Parker with 791 yards. That for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2009, Perry Thomas with 793 for the Saints. Packers in 2010, Brandon Jackson with 703 yards. 2011, Ahmad Bradshaw, yeah, with 659 yards. And these are running backs that didn't have 1,000 yards, but their team won the Super Bowl. It's amazing, huh? Patriots 2014, Jonas Gray with 412 yards. 2015, Ronnie Hillman with 863 for the Denver Broncos. 2017, LeGarrette Blount with 766 yards. 2018, we had Sonny Michaels with 931 yards for the Patriots. 2019, Damian Williams with 498 for the Chiefs. 2020, the Bucks, Ronaldo Jones with 978. You had the Rams, Sonny Michel, which was 2021, with 845 yards. And then 2022, Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs with 830. So there was something I want to talk about that the moment the Dolphins signed Zach Sealer yesterday, which I'm happy, I'm glad. But I'm going to make some comments of a popcaster out there saying, especially Dolphin fans, Dolphin popcasters. Okay, and I'm not going to get any kind of enemies in here, guys. I'm just going to talk the way I feel. Sealer is one of actually more consistent player that the Miami Dolphins have in the defensive line. He has done everything that he was told to do. But we still have people out there mocking this team because they feel the money they signed Sealer could have saved the Dolphins to sign all these young players that got left. Because now it feels with the contract extension they gave to Sealer that Miami doesn't have enough to cap space to help this team down the road in the future. Okay, so they're saying we're supposed to be looking ahead, the future, the young, not the old, right? Steeler is 30 years old. Okay, well, turn 30 years old. He's 29. He will turn 30. Listen, he has not been injured. He has been played solid for the Dolphins. Okay, let me tell you. Sometimes I think he has played outplayed Wilkins when he was with us. Okay, so to say things like that, man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It takes a 53-man roster. It takes a whole full crew to win. Not only the 11 on defense, 11 on offense. We could talk here and brag about this, and I'm not gonna go brag or complain about it. It's the way I see it. I think the Dolphins have a great team. I think they are gonna be competitive, very competitive for the 2025. Once again, thing that's happened, things that happens to this team with all these injuries, and that's part of football, as we know that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna go ahead and mock this team because we signed Sealer and people disagree. They should have saved that money to give it to somebody else. So why would you do that, right? Why will you go ahead and sign somebody, okay? And you're saying that the money that we gave Sealer should be kept for the upcoming season with these youngsters, like Mika, because he's 26 or 27, whatever Mika Fitzpatrick is, and you have decided to say, listen. I'm gonna say it again. One player doesn't determine, okay, that he's gonna win the Super Bowl. It's the whole team, the whole entire team. Don't know why we continue to mock this Dolphins. And what's sad is you got Dolphin Popcaster, and I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna start. And last night I was one of those things that I answered the question. Okay, you're getting upset because the Dolphins signed Sealer. You're getting upset because they could have saved that money for down the future because you think the Miami Dolphins will have no money coming down the road. Okay, and then the question was brought up. This was brought up in the question. Ready? Okay, but the Dolphins has now won a Super Bowl. So why start now and rebuild now for the next 6 years? Why you want to do that? Okay, Miami has a great roster to win right now. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm gonna bring this up. Let's look at the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, and they bought him. They bought up a running back, Derrick Henry. Did they won the Super Bowl? Did they won the playoffs? They made the playoffs. They did, right? Because they didn't want it. You see, so one player is not going to determine the Super Bowl, guys. I don't care who it is. It has to be the whole team together to win the Super Bowl. It's going to take a whole team. It's not going to take one individual. That's something that I've been saying for a long time. We need to be smart with this. Be smart. There's some that just don't make no sense. Okay. We could be here all night talking about statistics. We could talk here about but it doesn't matter. Okay. Stats are just numbers. Can you win in this league? That's all it is. Can you actually win in this league? And I don't understand why fans, suddenly just backs up and say, "Hey, man, you know, if we have this guy, we have another guy. If we pick up this guy, we're gonna win. Listen, they pick up Ramsey, they pick up Tyreek Hill, and we all say, "Hey, this is it. This is our chance to go to the next level." But it didn't happen because it's not about those two players. Uh, I mean, I was thinking last night when I heard this podcast, and listen, you got to be 100% for your team, regardless you win, lose, or draw. You got to love your team regardless, man. Uh, I tell you, I've been a Dolphins since 1972, undefeated season. It is amazing what this team has gone through because I think every decade it's different. You know, we got the Don Shula era. He won what couple Super Bowl Miami. So what 2 and 3 in Super Bowls? Lost to the Jets, lost to the Redskins, lost to the 49ers, and then we beat the Redskins, the old Redskins in the 72 to undefeated, and then we beat the Minnesota Vikings with Larry Sanka. Okay, did they give Dan Marino a 1,000 yard running back? Listen, we had Duper and Clayton. We had the Marx brothers. You know, we had the no name defense back there. And then we had the Killer Bees. Remember the Killer Bees? When we had the Killer Bees? But now things has changed, man. It has changed. The whole style of football has changed, especially in the National Football League. The physicality of the players, how physical they are, you know, their attribution, things they do in the NFL is amazing, guys. It's really amazing. But then we're so good at what? At criticizing and mocking these people down. I mean these players down. I'm gonna say people. Sorry. I mean player. I'm gonna say that I love my team, man, and I support my team regardless. Yes, it's been a 25-year, drought with not winning the playoffs, but we gone to the playoffs. We just haven't won it. Okay, we went to Kansas City on the cold weather. We lost it. So it's not that we haven't been there. We've been there. We just haven't won it. That's it. Uh, we don't want to give none of these players a chance, opportunity. We look at Tua as a franchise quarterback. We don't see him as an elite quarterback. We see him as, top 12 quarterback. Uh, we got top receivers. I think we got top running backs. We got so many things that maybe who knows? Maybe they go to another team and these players do much better than we do in Miami. Because that's a question you will ask later if that happens. That happens, and it's happened before. We have players from the Dolphins go to the New England Patriots and they win the Super Bowl. And if you say Miami's jinx, maybe Miami's jinx. Who knows? Remember, Boston had that curse from the Bambino. Finally, they beat the Yankees, and now the Boston Red Sox are playing good baseball again. So things like that, guys, is what I think about when it comes to sports. You know, are you truly a fan, or you're not a fan? I mean, that's what I'm asking. Do you believe in your team, or you don't believe in your team? I mean, I could be all night talking about this, but it's wide open. We're talking sports. There's baseball going on. The Orioles got bad news if you're an Oriole fan. Grayson Rodriguez will be out for the rest of the year. Will have surgery. Uh, feel bad for this team, but listen, that's sports. Injuries. That's part of sports. So, but once again, man, the Dolphins were off, 2 days off before they go back to camp on Thursday. I think it is on Thursday. Um, and then Friday they'll go to Chicago, play a scrimmage game, I imagine, against the Bears, and then they play an actual preseason game on Sunday. So I know there's Dolphin fans out there. I know there is. I know there's plenty of Dolphin fans out there. I know there's plenty of Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Look, let's look at Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers, Metcalf. Can Roger really accept Arthur roles? Arthur the defensive, the offensive coordinator. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's different strategy, man. Different. You come to this league and you change teams, and you come and you think you know it all, and then you got to learn the playbook again. And listen, you're a veteran guy. Sometimes I feel like, hey, man, just give it up, give it to another guy, give him a chance. And I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I think it's time for him to retire. It's time for him to just take a step back. Pittsburgh, I mean, who knows, man? It's a division. Well, I think the Bengals, I don't know about the Cleveland Browns, but the Bengals and the Ravens, they're going to merge. It's their division, it's going to merge. I mean, Pittsburgh can make it, competitive. I mean, who knows? Just because, and here we go again. Just because we got Rodgers, just because we got this guy, they think already that this is a Super Bowl window. Yeah, you sign these players, so you expect your team to win. So, then you got Giants with Russell Wilson. I could say a veteran quarterback that can help the quarterback down there. Then you got Winston, also with the Giants. So it's a mixture of stuff, buddy. It's a mixture of stuff. I mean, I just don't understand, how the fans. I mean, sometimes the fans are brutal, man. They're brutal to their team, And going back to the Dolphins, man, just because we signed Sealer, everybody thinks it's a bad thing. They were saying Chris Greer should have saved that money. For what? The man deserved the money. The man's having, he every year that he plays, he has a productive year. Whether you win or lose, I mean, you got to think about it. He's in a losing season, and he still had a good year. Doesn't get injured. Plays all the snap that he's played for. I mean, look at his sacks. Sometimes he doesn't play a full season, but once again, if we're good at criticizing guys, that's not good for a football team or any kind of sports. It's just sometimes you got to be real. You got to be realistic. Yes, you have your opinion. Fan has their opinion. But you got to learn a little bit about football. You have to have the knowledge of football. Players are signed and contracts are given away because of their ability of performing at their highest level, and to get to that contract. And sometimes some of these contracts are up to the roof. Especially all these linebackers that got paid quarterback money. What's the worst case scenario for that? Well, you have a good season, bad season. But that's a lot of money in the cap space. Now we got Michael Parsons wants to leave the Dallas Cowboys, wants to be traded. He's not happy with the Cowboys. So, we could go on and on, but we got to be realistic, man. We got to be true fans of our team. We got to believe in our team. Win, lose, or draw, you still got to love your team regardless. But we're so good at just criticizing, and that's one thing we have to stop doing. Stop criticizing. Get with the program. I understand that every team is going to build their roster the way they want to build their roster. And they're going to build it to the best of their abilities. Now, what actually hurt the Miami Dolphins, let's be honest with you, is when Greer gave all this extension last year. Extended all these players, went wild on it, and didn't go nowhere. Even extended McDaniel. And we end up going nowhere. So my thing is this: do you really believe in your team? Do you really care for your team? Are you supporting your team? Remember, it's through win, losses. I mean, you got to go through to all these criteria that this NFL league has: injuries, trades, cuts, and sometimes you got to find that piece of the puzzle to fill your team. So, but anyhow, the chat's open. I welcome anybody, any fans out there, any sports fans. If you want to come in, join the chat. Very appreciated. I will go live on Sunday as the Dolphins play the Bears. Probably doing a play-by-play, maybe an analysis in the game. Trying to do a lot of stuff that I'm planning to do for this year. The hard thing for me, guys, is I just got a full-time job. It's hard to do this kind of stuff. I mean, I know my numbers are down, the algorithm and all that, and I'll tell people to subscribe to the channel. I tell them to hit the like button it's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. You know, if you like the channel, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay too. At the end of the day, man, it's you're helping one another, supporting one another, and unfortunately, my full-time job is not actually helping me with this because I do have a full-time job, and I'm happy what I do with my full-time job. I'm not telling you I'm not, but I'm working something out to do something in a week. Or probably a show on Friday night. Looking at the schedule, if I could do a Friday night show, live show on Fridays. Try to get along and with all these podcasters and join them, just to learn more and grow more as a football podcaster. We talk here Miami Dolphins, but it's not only Miami Dolphins. I mean, we talk NFL in general. We talk baseball. We talk hockey, Florida Panthers. We talk about baseball. We got the Orioles. So, like I said, we have a lot. We have a lot here. Sometimes we have people just, are not sports people, and I understand that. But listen, I can't complain, man. I'm happy what I do. I love what I'm doing. I want to get better at it. I mean, I look at numbers, but I don't go deep into numbers because number for me is not gonna do anything. Numbers for me is just a statistic. I go for the W, the wins, the losses, and ties. That's what I go for. I know we have Dolphin fans out there. Like I said, we got Pittsburgh. I mean, we have 32 teams in the NFL, and I know somebody's watching this. And listen, don't be afraid to ask a question. Don't be intimidated. No, if you got a question that you want me to answer, I answer the best of my ability. I'm not going to disagree or agree with you. I mean, I'm not going to do that. That's not what I do here. I try to make as much friends as I can. Like I said, I'm a person that love everybody. Even though we have New England's Patriots fans, we have Jets fans. Going across the board, man, it's just you gotta love your team, regardless. You gotta love your team. I mean, I've seen Dallas Cowboys lately when Parsons said that he wants to be traded. They all went berserk. They all got upset, and those fans. And remember, there's a difference between fan and fanatics. I'm gonna give you that heads up. So, but yeah, man, I'm here tonight. Hopefully, you guys could join in. Like I said, it's wide open for you guys. Tell me who your team is. I would like to learn who your team are. I do have a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I do have a Pittsburgh Steelers fan in my podcast. I have a Jets fans, I think, and I have Dolphin fans too. So it's going to be an interesting year in the NFL, guys. It's going to be amazing for every NFL team this year. I see the AFC wide open. Some people don't agree with it. I do see it wide open. I don't think Allen's going to have the weapons that he had and that he has. I don't think Allen's going to be the Jets. I'm going to be honest with you. I see a rebuilding mode. They're into a rebuild. It's going to take a while. Justin Fields. I mean, can he get used to this offense? Especially his offensive line. Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers. Do you guys have a good offensive line to protect them? Who knows that? That's something that I've been saying all along. That Rodgers, what, 40, 42, 43, 44? I mean, I know he's old, but I can tell you, his body has gotten beaten in this National Football League the past, 3 years. I know he had the Achilles injury. Okay, it happens. But do you really think he's going to have a good year? Do you think Pittsburgh's going to have a good year? I mean, do you think your team's going to have a good year? That's all I want to know. I mean, I want people to interact and tell me how they feel about their team. I see, I don't see Dallas as a top 3 team, believe it or not. I'll probably see the Giants, and I could be wrong. The Giants could be in last place. I could see the Giants pass the Dallas Cowboys. Because listen, man, you gotta have everything. Everything around. You gotta have offense, defense. You gotta have players. You gotta have protection on your quarterback. There's so many things you gotta have. So I feel that Miami has a major potential of winning the AFC East. I got a feeling they are good enough to win the AFC East, and I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong. Who knows? So, but anyhow, I am in the chat live. I hope you guys can hear me and hope you guys can see me. All right, I just saw Carlos got in. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? Once again, we're 3 weeks, 4 weeks away from opening day in the NFL. Preseason game 1 for the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. I did saw Miami's schedule. They have a lot of prime time game they're going to play. I think if they stay healthy, guys, they could surprise a lot of teams. It's going to be, I don't see Kansas City, even though they're favored to win their division again. But Denver looks good. The Chargers look good. There's a lot of things that I see that can help. There's a lot of stuff you can see in this NFL league that you're going to see teams, bounce back. Shadur Sanders, rookie. I don't think he's going to start, to be honest with you. I think they're going to give it to Joe Flacco. I think Joe Flacco will start. And then, let's see what happens from there. Who knows? A quarterback that needs to shape up and make something out of it's going to be Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's another one that's going to have to do something. He also coming from an injury. So, I mean, there's a lot, man. There's a lot in this league right now. So, but once again, if you guys want to join in, I appreciate it. You guys could join in. Have any questions about your team? Let me know. Like I say, we're wide open for any questions, anything you want to talk about. So, and I know Carlos is a Cowboy fan, so I didn't want to disappoint Carlos. What I just told him, but at the same time, guys, this is going to be a long season for the Cowboys. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be a long season and a tough season. So, but once again, I'm a firm believer, man. I'm a firm believer that anything can happen to any team. You stay healthy. See, I talked yesterday about three things about Dolphins, about executing the play, protection, and then the last one was protection execution equals win. Why? Because you protect Tua, you protect your quarterback, you execute the play. See, that's what Miami struggled last year, executing the plays. And no better than Teron Armstead said that in his podcast a while back. And he said, it's not that we can beat good teams. It's not that we cannot win in the cold weather. It's just that you need to execute the play because some of these players already play the cold weather, guys. This is something that I think we need to stop running of excuses about uh, using the excuse for the Dolphins that they can play in the cold weather. They can play. It doesn't matter, man. You play football. You gotta win football games, and that's what I feel. I feel the Dolphins have enough enough players to, I'm gonna say, make it to the next level. I do feel that way, guys. I do. I really do. I don't know why we had to think bad about this team. Why we don't know why. And I tell everybody, it's about being committed to your team. It's about win, lose or draw. I mean, we look at all this and we continue to brag about our team and criticize our team. And listen, and when I say criticize, that's fine if you criticize because you feel that something was wrong. But at the end of the day, these guys are professional football players. They're very professional and they do the best of their abilities. Okay, and it's like a job. You go to work and you got a full time job. And your boss expect 100% from you. Sometimes you might not give them 100%. Who knows? All right. Well, the time is 7:04. I'm still here. Let me go check some baseball updates for a second, guys. Sometimes I go live with baseball updates, and hopefully I can give you guys some baseball scores. I know we're in the second half of the season already. The Orioles, unfortunately, guys, too many injuries, and they got bad news today, so that's gonna hurt the team regardless. But that happens. That's part of the sports. All right, let me get here for a second. Let me see if I get my scoreboard right here. But I hope you guys having a great Monday, guys. Really great Monday. Hmm. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, guys and girls. So, just to give you guys a heads up, man, we have the Marlins and the Astros 0-0. Just to give you some scoreboard in a few minutes. We have Twins beating the Tigers 1-0 in the third. We have Giants beating the Pirates, sorry, 2-0. We have the Orioles beating Philadelphia 2-1. Guardians play tonight. The Royals play tonight. The Brewers, and then the Yankees play the Rangers, Blue Jays, the Rockies, Rays and Angels, Padres and D backs, and Cardinals and Dodgers. But yeah, going back to football, man. Once again, I know there's Dolphin fans out there. I know there's Pittsburgh Steelers. I know there's 32 teams out there. All right, they're football fans. And the question tonight is, how really fan you are with your team? Do you really love your team? Do you really, really support your team? Do you really 100%? Now, I know we take criticism. I understand we take all that. But really, do we really, really love our team? Win, lose, or draw. Do you love your team? Because sometimes, you got fans and who likes to criticize. All right, let me get here for a second. So we are talking football, by the way, but I just gave some baseball scores. I'm looking at every team in their respective division. I'm gonna start with the AFC, where you got the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and the New York Jets. Now, I'm not making prediction, guys. I'm not picking the team. I'm just seeing that that division once again. I feel that is wide open. Looking at the schedule, looking at I don't know what my computer's doing, but all right. So let me go to my before anything. Let me go to my preseason games just to let you know. All right. Let me go to there first. So week one, we already had Detroit losing to the Chargers 34-7. That was the Hall of Fame game. Of course, preseason. Okay, so week two, we have Tennessee and Atlanta at 7:30. We had Kansas City at Seattle. So that's a Friday, August 15th. So now we got football Thursday night too also. So all this is just preseason game. But anyhow, preseason game one, we got a Colts in Baltimore Ravens at 7 o'clock. That's gonna be August 7th, Thursday. So we got Thursday football, Friday football, Saturday football, and Sunday football. And there's only two Sunday games for preseason: Miami and Chicago, and New Orleans and the Chargers. The rest of the games are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we are in full swing, guys. Full swings. But anyhow, let me know sincerely, man. Who's your team? What do you see in your team? What do you think about your team? Are they going to win? Are they going to be succeed? I mean, I just be honest, But one subject I talked earlier before I start changing things around here. It's about Zach Sealer. I'm happy he's a Miami Dolphins. I'm happy he signed. I just feel that we need to back up a little bit and be honest with our team, man. Be do you really love your team? Do you support your team? Come on, guys. This is something I'm not happy about right now. You got so many teams just talking bad about each other, and I don't like that. I just don't appreciate that you're talking bad about your team and you're a Dolphin fan and you want to bring the Dolphins because you decided the Dolphins did a bad signing by signing Sealer. I feel that's not the way things go. You got these players that they sign because you know, eh, they want to win and they're hungry and they'll come to this league and we wish them the best. I know Alec Ingle is on the concussion protocol. He has to go through the 2 weeks. That's one thing I forgot to say this when I entered my podcast. So well, I hope you guys having a lovely Monday. Like I said, I just got here probably 20 minutes ago. So Can't wait for football start. I'm so excited. I'll be honest with you. I can't wait for the Dolphins. I want to see them play. I want to see Storm Duck perform. I want to see Hilton. I want to see all these players that we have and see, and plus our defensive front. See how well they do. I love all the draft picks that Miami got. I love Kenneth Grant, Jonas Savanaya, Jordan Phillip, Jason Marshall Jr., Dante Trader Jr., Ollie Gordon II, Quinn Ewers, quarterback from Texas, Zeke Biggers, defensive tackle from Georgia Tech. I mean, Miami got a good draft, guys. I think they got a decent draft. Like I said, Miami opens up Sunday at 1 o'clock, and then they play Detroit at 1 o'clock. Also, see, that's a good offensive team to play with Miami defense to show us see what Miami really has. Then they come home against the Jaguars. That's what they always do. And then the regular season starts on September 7th against the Colts. Now there was something that it was said in the camp by Tyreek Hill. I guess he said this, and I guess a lot of people is blown out of proportion when he was asked about on third and short, the A chain is not the running back to run that. And he didn't say that he wasn't a good runner. He didn't say that, but I don't think his physical is for that. So he bought up Madison, he bought up Ali, uh, Jalen Wright, big running backs that could cross the middle. But I'm gonna say this: if you don't have an offensive line, you can cross the middle anyhow, regardless. So, but that's one thing that I'm looking at right now. That the Dolphins are going to be a good team. I'll be honest with you. Even though through all these injuries, I think they're going to overcome a lot of stuff, and hopefully by the beginning of the year, we could start strong and quiet these critics, quiet some of these critics. So, but let's see. Who knows, man? Who knows? But anyhow, you could join in anytime you want. So I'm here all day, all night. Well, Carlos just asked me if Dallas is good. I'm gonna say I can say they're good or not. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen the full roster yet. I cannot predict that Dallas Cowboys are a bad team, but for sure I don't see a running game. I know they signed Pickett or Pickens, whatever, wide receiver. You got C.D. Lamb, but I don't see your defense as good as it was. I don't see your offense as good as it was. But who knows? I mean, sometimes these guys can surprise us, Carlos. I mean, who knows? The only thing is, don't give up. Don't give up on your team, man. Don't give up on your team. Stay positive with your team. Don't give up. Oh, we got college football also coming up, and so far for the 2025, this is the top ranking on college football. They got Texas. They got Texas. They got Ohio State at number two. Penn State at number three. Georgia at number four. Notre Dame at number five. Clemson at number six. Up here. So that is your wow. The NCAA already football top team. So let me start again. Texas number one, Ohio State number two, Penn State number three, Georgia number four, Notre Dame number five, Clemson at number six, Oregon number seven, Alabama number eight, LSU at number nine. They got Miami at 10 this year. Uh, Arizona State 11, Illinois at 12, South Carolina at 13, Michigan, wow, 14. That's crazy. Uh, Ole Miss at 15. And these are the picks, the early picks for NCAA. SMU 16, Florida Gators at 17, Tennessee 18, Indiana 19, Kansas State 20, Iowa State 21, Texas A&M is 21. I guess they're tied between Texas A&M and Iowa State, so who knows? And then you got BYU 23, Texas Tech 24, and Boise State 25th. That is your top 25 NCAA team according to the rankings. Wow. Can the Canes pull it off? That'd be nice if they will. If they can pull it off. That'd be awesome if they pull off. I mean, the Hurricane. I think the Hurricanes also do for a national championship. But you got to beat the big boys. So that is your top 25 college football ranking. Can't believe it's so early. If you like college football. So I just came up here for a second. Hopefully I'll get finish this off tonight and get more time to concentrate on football, college football, baseball. If you're an Oriole fan, I mean, listen, I think our season is over. They got as close as 7 games from the wild card, and now they have lost a couple of games, so not the same team. Traded a bit, practically, Mullins or Hearn, Loriano, pitching's, Soto. They just clean house, guys, and when you do that, you don't have a chance, guys. You don't have a chance in the Major League Baseball. That's the sad part when it comes to sports, man. Really sad part. But once again, I agree that pretty soon, all this will change. Got a feeling that the Orioles will probably make changes in 2026. Don't know if they're going to keep their manager. I mean, he's trying his best. When you got 70% of your pitching staff down for the year, that's not good at all. So, and they're hitting. I mean, tonight they're playing the Phillies. I mean, they already hit a couple of home runs, so it's like a home run derby in Philadelphia tonight. But what can I tell you, man? That's baseball is just a game that has too much game. 162 game season. Hard to play too. Hard to stay healthy also. So then we got hockey. Hockey's also coming soon back already. Believe it or not, I can't believe that thing myself either. When I saw that, can the Panther repeat again? Who knows, guys? Who knows? I'm gonna tell you, those Panthers looks real good, man. They look real good. So let's see what happens to the Florida Panthers also this year coming up. See, that's what I love about sports, man. Sports is all year round. You get so caught up, so entertained, so you like it, and hopefully, the team could, our team, especially, well, see, I'm in Georgia, so they got the Atlanta Falcons here. I don't know how good the Falcons going to be, but hopefully they got a chance in that division too, because the Saints are not good in that division. So, but yeah, you got hockey. I mean, uh, basketball just ended, and Lakers. You can say restructure their team. Hopefully they could win. Uh, if I could say something about LeBron James, man, sometimes you say, hey, man, just call it quits, man. That's it. Call it quits. But they signed him and they extended his contract, and hopefully we could do something. You know, win a final NBA final. Who knows? I mean, like I say, sports is just wide open right now. But you could join the chat. I mean, like I say, I'm here to probably 30 more minutes, guys. I just got in here. I just opened up just to talk to see how well this. I actually put a new mixer here. Hopefully that will work. And try to see what I have here. What system I'm gonna use for as the season starts. Change a little background here in my studio too. Can you guys hear me out there? Okay. I just got a message down there. I want to be sure that you guys can hear me. So let's see what happens. Well, the Astros are top in the fourth. They lead the Marlins 1-0. They got runs at first and second, and the run just scored, so it's now 2-0 Astro. Twins beating the Tigers 1-0. Giants beating the Pirates 2-1. Orioles 3-1 lead over the Phillies. Guardians 0-0 against the Mets. Royals 0. Red Sox 0. Braves beating the Brewers 1-0. Man, what happened to the Braves? Can anybody tell me what happened to the Atlanta Braves? Well, the lineup they got, even though Ozzy was injured. So nobody knew this was coming from the Atlanta Braves. But they're winning 1-0, and the Reds and the Cubs play tonight. Yankees and Rangers, Blue Jays and Rockies, and Rays and Angels, Padres and D-backs, and Cardinals and Dodgers play tonight. So thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it, buddy. I thank you so much for staying on. That's okay. I appreciate it. I'm new at this. I'm learning at this. I'm about to get better. Hopefully by when the season starts. It's hard once again to tell you when you work a full time job and you got to do this. I can see already most of my subscribers are not in I'm not involved in sports, so I might might be thinking to do something different. Hopefully, by next year. But who knows, guys? Who knows? I just all you can do is do the best you can for what you have, and you continue to do it. And sometimes you gotta try different platforms and things like that to see how well it goes in other places. So I'm gonna try the best I can, what I could, but what I have really. So let's see how it goes. Who knows? Thank you, Carlos. I mean, it's not easy to become a sports podcaster. Trust me. Um, Hopefully, like I say, I'm gonna get information. I'm gonna get, once you get monetized, and once you get all these watch hours and all that, it's gonna help you a lot down the road. You just gotta stay positive, and hopefully, when you get monetized and you get into sports, and like I say, some subscribers like the sports, some don't like the sports sometimes, and that happens, guys. At the end of the day, that happens. You know, it's what you like. It's what you like. That's all it is. I mean, I can tell you, I got people that like sports, people don't like sports. But like I said, if you don't interact and you don't tell me who your team is, who do you like, what can I tell you? Then you got people watching, then you got people entering the channel, leaving the channel. Things that could hurt your channel down the road, but that's okay. I'm not here to compete nobody. Yeah, we'll have some debates here. We'll have some debates with some teams, and that happens in some chat because every team, everybody has different perspective of their team, different way of seeing their team. The only thing that, as a Dolphin fan, and I'm gonna say it again, man, I'm just tired of people mocking the Dolphins and talking bad about the Dolphins. And listen, can we say something positive about this team? Can finally say something good about this team? But that's okay because that's how people get and social media gets involved when they people like to hear negative stuff, and I'm not a negative person. I don't hear negative stuff. That's how I feel, guys. That's how I feel. To be honest with you, I don't. I love my Dolphins win, lose or draw. I told you that already. It's just that we have to. I'm not saying we all have to be in the same page, but either jump off the bandwagon or because that coming in the back in the bandwagon, that's what I disagree. That's the word I want to use. So, and we got people, like I said, there's people watching. There's people don't watch. People don't listen. People don't have time to see things. But listen, at the end of the day, man, I'm fine with it. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm doing the best I can. I enjoy what I'm doing. Like I said, I got a full time job, and hopefully, down the road, when if this works out, fine. If it doesn't, then time to move on. Time to move on. That's all I can say. Uh, you ask about your supporter and who supports you, who doesn't support you at the end of the day, and that's what happens, guys. At the end of the day, regardless. So, I'm a true Dolphin fan. It's like Dodger blue. Well, I guess we bleed aqua. We bleed aqua here, so and that's how I feel. I mean, not going to talk bad about my team. Yeah, we could talk about criticize. We could talk about things and plays and things. But in this league, man, if you don't execute, you can't win. If you don't have the same mentality of the whole team, you got to have the whole team playing together. And that's one thing I agree with. We can sit here and talk bad about McDaniel. We can sit here and talk about Greer. We can sit here and talk about all these players. But at the end of the day, man, they come home to a family like me and you. So, but yeah, man. gonna give it 30 more minutes. I hope you guys enjoy your Monday. I know everybody comes home, they're tired and they want to rest and they chill and relax. That's okay, guys. That's normal. I'm just came in just to make this recording because you know how it is with the algorithm. You gotta have some time. I want to thank you to all the subscribers that have subscribed. I want to thank you to everybody that has watched the podcast, and I can't complain. I'm happy for you guys, joining in and being part of this. I mean, I appreciate it. You know, I'm not gonna get myself caught up in any negativity. Once again, Dolphin fan, love my Dolphins. I know there's a lot of sports fans out there. I know there's a lot of football, baseball, hockey, you name it, all sports in general. And there's people that just don't like sports, and I understand that, and I have nothing against it, but it is a podcast that it's free will to talk. Talk about your team. What do you think about your team? I tell my subscribers, subscribe to the channel, like it, put a comment. Anything you want me to ask about your team, I'll find the best question or answer to your question uh, to see what happens. Football, like I said, it's 3 weeks away, or 4 weeks away, really. 4 weeks away, because it starts in September. We just started August. We got preseason, 3 preseason game. Some team play for it, which is the Hall of Fame game. That's the team that plays for it. But yeah, man. I'm happy what I'm doing. I'm having fun what I'm doing. I like to interact with people. I like to join other podcaster. I like to hear everybody different opinion. See, I'm learning all this. I'm learning all this. You got so many good people out there with great knowledge, with great sports knowledge. I just that everybody does it different. Everybody has a different way of doing it. So, but I have to check my settings because I did something with my settings, and hopefully I can fix my side of on my side of it. Hopefully, if you guys in the chat, man, if you can hear me, put something in the chat, and I can see if I could. If you guys out there, I know I see the numbers go up and down. Once in a while, 6 people watching, 7 people watching, and they exit back out. But listen, this is the season that we have to prepare ourselves. I don't know. We got Dolphin fans. We got, like I say, once again, we got sports fans out there, and it's going to be a great, great season. I have a feeling. I've been telling everybody I see an 11-win team on the Dolphins. I see a team that's going to overcome all these obstacles that they're going through so far through OTAs, mini camp, and now camp, and remain positive. That's all I can say. Remain positive. Every questions and answers are welcome here. That's what I tell everybody. Don't hesitate to say what you have to say. We're here to answer any questions, anything you want to know about your team. I see Miami, with the schedule they have, which is not brutal, starting the beginning of the season. At the end of the season is when we're gonna see if it really going to affect this team. So, but anyhow, I want to thank everybody that joined in. Carlos was since it's been here since I opened up, and I'm gonna probably change my logo again, change things around. I might open a new channel. Don't know yet. Maybe I have to start from scratch. Hopefully, this will help down the road. It will help. Hopefully, I could get new subscribers. And most of my subscribers are actually, which I love them, Christian subscribers, and some of the subscribers have their own shows and program, and And listen, I try to watch everybody as I can. I try to watch every video. But when you have 1,000 subscribers, it's hard to do. But listen, I still do it because I'm here to support 100%. I love what everybody does. Listen, support and also support the sports podcasters that I have in my sports. And like I say, I'm not going to judge anybody because that's not me. I don't do those kind of things. But because you got great podcaster out there. You got which I love the guy is it's Pop Talk with Finn Fan. Frozen Finn Fan has a great podcast. You should check his podcast. It's amazing. You also have which I love a lot too is Ace Per Head. Amazing. Another podcast that listen guys, listen to those guys. Those guys are amazing. Those guys are actually great podcaster. They've been there more longer than probably I have. Podcasting. So there's a lot of good things out there. There's a lot of good things out there, guys. But anyhow, I want to thank everybody. I'm going to sign off, and hopefully you guys have a nice Monday, and see you guys probably Friday. Hopefully everything goes well. We got camp going on, training camp, and then we got a scrimmage with the Bears, and then we got an actual preseason game coming up. Once again, thank you so much for subscribing, and you guys have a blessed night. Thank you.